Well, hello, welcome to another episode of Tickle Check. Today I am looking at a digital power meter. By description is what I can tell that it's called. And I'm currently right now got it plugged into my carport down here. Kind of hard to see, but it's plugged in there, and I'm using an XT60i going from it to the meter, and it definitely would be good for checking, see if the car accessory port or cigarette lighter port, whichever you want to call it, is having line voltage going to it. And also, it has an output port right here. Now, it doesn't define in and output, so I'm guessing that it's bidirectional. So I could come in this way with voltage and go exit out that way, or vice versa. So it does have a little bit of a button. Where is it? I saw it earlier. Okay, there it is. So it's right there. See what this does. I'm holding it, pressing and holding. It's not doing anything there. So, okay. Oh, okay. So that by clicking it, it reverses the orientation of it. Okay, that's great to know. So that kind of works out. All right, so by pressing that one, just like a press button action is what we'll end up doing that. I'm trying to zoom out now. So here I've got my cord. I've got a little EcoFlow generator here, and drain 10% real fast. This one I actually had to try and revive the life. For some reason one day it just shut off on me. And anyway, had to do a factory reset. Well, basically a factory reset or system reset, one of the two. So this is just a regular XT60i connector. Got plugged into it and starting to receive line voltage. This is set for car charging. The EcoFlow is. So right there's our 100 watts now. So now that we know that we've got voltage going into it, and now that we know our orientation of our meter, we can get a better view of this. And there's our draw. So that's interesting. So I know I'm getting just about, it's regulating for 8 amps. Notice the voltage had a heck of a drop. It was almost 14 volts and it went down that far. Interesting. So showing obviously 1 watt more watt than on the meter going through the line before it gets to the power station. Of course, the power station is going to regulate that because it's set for car charging. Even if it wasn't, realistically, I'm not sure if this would actually do any more anyway, since I've tested this once before and it didn't work out too well. But that was in the heat, so I got to give it a benefit of a doubt there. Shouldn't be having a really hot power station doing this stuff anyway. So we are going to take a chance and try some other stuff out, but I got a feeling that this would be a good idea for, oh, well, if we had solar panels and you were to aim it, judging by what the voltage showed, I'm going to take this off right now and we're going to see what we get. Oh, come on. Wow, it is really stiff. Okay, took that off, and our voltage shot up. Our watts obviously dropped to that. Charging, yeah, so yeah. So I got a feeling that if you had it hooked to a solar panel, that it would give you a good idea of best placement, especially with the solar angle guide that I've showed before. All you'd have to do is just have this guy hooked up to it, and it'd be a lot better than dragging a whole heavy power station out, because nowadays those solar panels, they even, well, not even the solar panels per se, but when they give you a power station, they give you a short cord. Well, except for Dabson. Dabson doesn't give away cords. You got to buy them. But they give you a short cord as to where you end up having to go and get your power station and have it right there and drag this thing around. These things ain't light. I don't care how small they are. They're cumbersome to move around and to try and get a good angle on. So with this thing is ultralight. I mean, it feels like not even like half a pound maybe. But they're ultralight, so therefore it'd be ideal for like getting your direction and your angle for the solar panel, and then hooking up your long setup. Especially if you got a big heavy power station like the Dabson 2000i or L, I'm sorry, and the Dabson 3000L or bigger stuff like that. And you know, you don't want to have to keep fooling around on the phone app. And let's face it, you get a certain yardage or you got blockages as far as the signal to your phone, you just have a hard time trying to figure that stuff out. But with this, it just gives you a direct reading and you get a direct angle. You'd be able to figure it out a whole lot better and easier. And probably safer. I just wouldn't touch up there. But this, for this part, it's, well, kind of enclosed. But anyway, so we'll be checking it out if we get some sun cooperation. Maybe not.
All right, so here we are with another solar setup. And this time we've got our meter right there in line. I've got my Zoop panel, and we are all the way over here. A big spool of wire. So this is basically, they have a high precision power analyzer multimeter type deal that would go inline and would show measurements, but apparently they're not that accurate, or people had been saying that they weren't accurate, and we're taking them as something to go to the bank with as far as the information, until they would hook it up and see that their power station had different levels. Right now, we're not charging. So yeah, people were. So this is an interesting day. So we have overcast. It's just like, so the sun just keeps fading in and out. So this might be a perfect scenario to actually test this on. So we're going to turn this on, and we should be getting power to our meter, which we are. So it says we're getting all that, and we're kicking up 222 watts. It should go up now. Oh, I see. That's a straw, because if I unplug this thing, and yeah. So that's what we got going on right now. So yeah, it's definitely getting its power. See, this is where over paneling would help in these scenarios. This was still set to car charging. So let's see. Still kicking around. Okay, well, like I said, sun keeps dipping in and out. So therefore, we're going to get these different states of charge here. But look at our meter. Yeah, no, it's let's get this side by side here. And you can see it's not very far off. Okay, it's starting to rise. Yep. Sun just kind of kicked back out, as you can tell. So I can see this is a very good meter for being able to see what you're supposed to be getting. I definitely for solar angling of panels, because you'd be like, okay, so my voltage should be at about whatever. Off the top of my head, I forgot what the voltage would be for the Zoop panel, but I do know the wattage is supposed to kick 450. Notice on all these power stations that they end up having like a certain lag. But I guess this is one way to get some real-time data, so to speak. But anyway, so that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. I'll show you on Amazon what the page is and where to get one of these things.